we stand right now. Through the first 4 games, Jays have a little edge in the offensive department thanks to a balanced attack with 9 different players driving in a run. Shohei Ohtani, 3 home runs. Rest of the Dodgers have hit 4 of those combined. And so there you go. You make an argument for either side. We're all tied at 2. Which team in your eyes has the advantage, Al?
KB, this has been such an awesome series. One of the best series we've seen in quite a long time. You can actually make an argument that the favorite Dodgers should feel fortunate to be 2-2. You know, but if you have to give a slight advantage, I would just go with the LA Dodgers simply because they have a ham and cheese sandwich that's pretty hard to eat between Snell tonight and the modern day Oral Hershiser and Yamamoto in Game 6. But the Jays are coming off one of the best comeback victories after being knocked in the jaw in Game 3. That was an awesome performance last night.
Did you just compare Snell and Yamamoto to
Yeah, I'm just a little hungry.
You're just making me hungry.
Wait, what was the question? Who has the advantage?
Good luck following that.
I tell you, I honestly believe neither team has the advantage. Both teams have showed just how resilient they are, right? The Dodgers lost Game 1 with their ace on the mound, bounced back won Game 2. Toronto Blue Jays lost a heartbreaker, an 18-inning game, and then bounced back and beat Ohtani on the mound. So I don't think either team has an advantage. These are 2 best teams in baseball. I think we expected it to go back and forth, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, with a cheese sandwich and as much as I eat, you just got me all confused, just like this series right here. I don't know what the money is at right now. You would think that the Dodgers will overdo this Blue Jay thing because the Blue Jay came in as the underdog, but the series is tight right now. And yesterday, watching the Dodgers hit, it seems like the 18th inning that they played the day before catch up with them because those bats, they were asleep. Now, they have a Snell on the mound tonight. Someone that the Blue Jays faced before. They have a history from the game before, but I know that he wasn't on his regular day to rest. This time he is. He had no feeling for his fastball before. This time I expect him to do. And I think that the Dodgers gonna take over the series, even having hit the way they normally do. But I think they will wake up tonight.
Papa, you asked where the money is. I think Magic took it with him yesterday. He was sitting right here. No, but KB, I hate to oversimplify this, but look, and we're going to talk about this later about the Dodgers offense. It's very simple. The Dodgers have not hit all month to their ability. If they hit, they'll be world champions. If they don't hit, like they haven't hit all month, they're going to go home.
And I'll just add that whoever wins this game, I think, has the advantage, right? Because then you're 1 win away from a world championship.
Yeah, bottom line is we're all tied. We're going back to Toronto now. Who's going to go back there 1 win away from a World Series championship? Meanwhile, some news. We welcome in our buddy Ken Rosenthal, of course, part of tonight's broadcast. Ken, Dodgers, we've talked about it. Their offense really hasn't been up to par as a whole, and they made some changes tonight, didn't they?
They did, but let's start with the Blue Jays, Kevin. It is not out of the question we will see George Springer tonight. He ran today and hit off a velocity machine. John Schneider says he will be in the dugout not as a decoy, but as an actual possibility to pinch hit. The safer move for the Jays might be to rest Springer 1 more day, then use the off day tomorrow to get him ready for Game 6. But the Blue Jays aren't sure he's going to get better, and they aren't sure he's going to get worse. Now, for the Dodgers, Dave Roberts has shaken it up, benching Andy Pages for Alex Paul, and more significantly, moving Will Smith up to the #2 spot and dropping the slumping Mookie Betts to 3rd. It is the first time since September 2021 that Betts will hit lower than 2nd, but with Smith in that spot, perhaps the Jays will be less inclined to walk Shohei Ohtani.
Makes a lot of sense, Ken, to see, and that's what's wild about Springer. Good for the Jays that maybe he has a shot to at least impact this series. We will see. Ken, appreciate it. We'll see you a little bit later, as always. And as we know, this World Series has brought us some unforgettable walk-off home runs. Joe Davis will take an in-depth look at how you never know when the next iconic moment will occur. We've seen a bunch in the last couple years, haven't we? Plus, we go inside the Dodgers clubhouse, where Tom Rinaldi brings us the inspiring story of R.J. Pete, a person who's beloved by the entire team. You got to watch this story. It's great. And then for the Blue Jays, their offense, it's been great all year. Addison Barter swings so hard, usually makes big-time contact. You see what he's done? He's in there against the lefty Snell tonight. It's Game 5 on Fox. Great stuff from Joe. Cool to have him in the pregame. Give us a little insight from his perspective. How about from the player's perspective? What's it like in that moment for you, who's been there?
Oh, man, I tell you what, Joe said it, you dream about it, right? Ever since you're a child. You never know if you're going to be in that situation, but you actually feel like you're floating around the bases, and you can't I can't articulate the feeling, man. It was one of the most memorable hits that I've had in my career. People still talk about it today.
And you know what's funny, Kevin, that when you get it done, like Captain did on that video, and you are running the bases, your mind is in a different atmosphere. You know, like you're not thinking about the moment at the moment. You're just going through the flow, leaving the emotion, but quietly. And then after you go home and then you sit down and watch the video, that's when you really enjoy it.
You know, that's beautiful, fellas. I'm going to talk about it from a fan perspective. You know, baseball, what makes it the greatest sport in the world and makes it so romantic and historic and nostalgia is that in basketball, you usually don't walk away with a three unless you're Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, you know, walk-off touchdown pass. But in baseball, it provides these moments, this drama. And I remember as a little kid listening to Jack Buck when Kirby Puckett was up in Minnesota, and he hits that ball over the left center. I'll never forget it called. You know, we'll see you tomorrow night. And 25 years later, the great Joe Buck, his son, calls freeze, is like frozen in my baseball memory. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's so many great memories from your side, and obviously from Joe and everyone who's been able to announce these moments side, which is really, really cool. Now the Dodgers and getting their offense going, and they'd like to have another Freddie Freeman moment tonight if they could. Tonight, it's actually Kike Hernandez's franchise record 90th postseason game for LA, which is hard to believe. He took time a little while ago to speak with our Tom Verducci.
Thanks, KB. Kike, a little bit different look in the lineup today. You are in center field. When you saw the lineup, what'd you think?
I already knew. Doc told me last night that I was playing center field. I took some balls in center during the workout 2 nights ago. We weren't sure if I was going to be there last night or not, but I didn't get any action last night, but at least I got 2 innings in. It's been a while since I played there, but hopefully it's just like riding a bike, you know?
You're seeing Trey Savage for the second time in 5 days. What can you take away from the first experience to help you tonight?
We have a better idea what his pitches look like. I think we did a pretty good job running his pitch count up, you know. We didn't necessarily score that many runs, but we had a lot of opportunities. We had our chances. We ran his pitch count up, and at the end of the day, whatever happened in that game. But just having a better idea of what his stuff looks like, because it's a very different throw that he has, and of course when you haven't faced a guy before, I always think that it's advantage pitcher the first couple times, but having seen him once already I think it's going to be helpful for us.
Thanks and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, KB.
All right, Tom, Kike, appreciate that as always. Dodgers offensive series, it's mostly been Shohei and then Freddie Freeman, obviously with the dramatic home run. They've accounted for over half their homers and extra base hits, 344 as a duo, just 181 for the rest of the team combined. Will Smith has obviously had some big hits in this series too, but the bottom line is they are not clicking on all cylinders. In your eyes, what's wrong with the Dodgers offense and how do they change it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot wrong with the offense right now, but there's a very capable and experienced group. But if you go back and summarize October, how they've gotten here, fellas, is they beat 3 teams with their starting pitching. It's going to be scary if they can ever get it going, but look, the time is now. What I will say is, when you looked at the last 9 innings of that extra inning game, it felt like, yes, they hit a home run by Freeman to walk off, but it felt they tried to do that for 9 innings. And I think George Springer said it best when we had our interview with him, where he said, Game 7 of the ALCS, I had first and third, biggest at bat of my career, and I try to do one thing, is get the run in. That singular thought. Like Joe Torre always says, think small and big things will happen. That's exactly what the Dodgers need to do.
Look, the Dodgers are so deep into the lineup that they might get away with this move or not having Baez in center field tonight. But guys, when you get to this point in the season, it's a ride or die situation. You gotta die with your soldier because they are the one who take you there. But let me ask the two of you a question. Let's say they don't hit like last night tonight, and they had to go to Toronto to play on Friday. What, you gonna bench Baez again?
That's a good question.
So when it comes down to this point, you just have to ride unless things happen. You can just, you everyday player, just because you're struggling a few games, just go to the bench. You're not going to figure anything out on the bench.
So let's explain this for Derek Jones. So what David's saying here, basically the move is they take Baez out. He's been ice cold to play, but he's their best defender. So they lose something in center field. they bring in Alex Cole, they get speed there. You don't like the move because they're changing what they normally do. What do you think?
Well, I mean, look, no one knows their team better than Doc, right? He knows his team. He knows what buttons to push in order for it to work. But the thing is the Dodgers just can't seem to string anything together, right? They sprinkle hits here and there, but they're not having quality at bats, 3, 4, 5 in a row, which we're seeing the Blue Jays have. It's a veteran team, an experienced team. We all expect them to break out at some point. The issue is they're running out of time, you know, so they need to, you know, baseball's a funny sport, and, you know, sometimes it's one inning and then you all get rolling, right? But they need that moment to happen quickly, because if they're going to beat this team over there in Toronto, they're going to have to score some runs.
Ohtani's been great. He's the king of your chessboard. The three most important spots is who hits in front of him, 8th and 9th hitter, and who hits behind him, and Mookie Betts has struggled. Poppy, you know Mookie Betts better than anybody in this building, and there's over 50,000. What advice would you give Mookie right now?
Camera, what am I, right here? Mook, though, look at your boy right here. Your level of confidence need to go back to what they normally used to be. You're one of the greatest players that have ever played this game. You are healthy, you are very talented, you play in hell of a defense, but you gotta go back in that home plate with that beast mode that you always have in you, kid. Let's go, man. Tonight, we ride. I love you, man. I got you, baby.
I'll tell you that Poppy's speech has worked to Mookie before. We'll see what he has tonight. Meanwhile,
Anthony Robbins.
Poppy.
It all begins with Blake Snell, the ace among aces.
This is what you play for, is these moments, and Chasen being the better version of me at this time is a lot more exciting.
This is a multi-year Cy Young winner, but I really believe he's grown and embraced the fact that he's the best option, not for 5 innings, for 6 innings, for 7 innings. It's for 8 innings and maybe beyond.
Strikes out swinging! A new career high in the postseason for Snellzilla.
Blake's great. You know, he's super confident, super composed on the mound.
I'd say he's more like a kind of like a cool, calm, collected guy with a ton of confidence. He's not cocky. He's just, I think he knows how good he is.
And he rings him up and wiped him out on 3 pitches. Wow.
He's continuing to grow. He continues to challenge himself, and he's never, ever satisfied.
Yeah, first 3 starts of these playoffs, Snell was borderline unhittable. I mean, he allowed 2 runs total. That's it. And then obviously the Blue Jays got to him a little bit in that game 1 of this World Series in Toronto. Here at home, though, for Snell, he has been amazing. 8 starts at Dodger Stadium this year. He's 6-1 with a 1.39 ERA. So we know what he can do. We know what his resume says. Blue Jays have experience hitting him. And now he takes it back tonight. So what do we expect? Which Snell are we getting on the mound tonight, Al?
I think you're going to get a great Snell tonight. He is not a good pitcher. He is a great pitcher. And what makes him good is fastball command. And that devastating changeup. Take a look here. He was missing that in game 1.
Yeah, we got this tape to show, right?
Yeah, we're going to show a little video here.
Different. Here you go. Take us through it.
So fastball command is a key. You can see it's a ball right out of his hand. Non-competitive fastballs. Therefore, when he throws the changeup, which is his best pitch, it looks like a BP fastball. And watch it right here. Boom. And they can ignore the fastball, get very comfortable, and just wait on that changeup. And 5 hits, that's a career high. And the reason why this is important, fellas, as you know, if a guy doesn't have a pitch that he can throw a fastball, especially a fastball in, once you establish that as a right-handed hitter, you start leaking, and that sets up the changeup beautifully.
Absolutely. I mean, Snellzilla was put on coma his last outing by the Blue Jays. But I will say this. Last outing, he had to wait like 12 days to be able to come out and have that poor outing. Now he's going on his normal rest days. So I was expecting him to be the type of pitcher that he normally is. A nasty left-hander with a nasty hood, that good fastball. He had no feeling for his fastball, like you say. So for his changeup to have a good effect, you have to show the batters that your fastball is well located so they can stay away from hitting that changeup. Oxygen.
There is no doubt in my mind that Blake Snell is going to be successful today. I mean, after the first game, they were interviewing him, and he kept saying, after every question, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Now, he's gone back and he's looked at the tape from game one. He's watched his teammates face all of these hitters the last 3 games. And I tell you what, he's going to make the adjustments. That's what great pitchers do. I have the utmost confidence in Blake Snell tonight.
It's honestly amazing you were able to talk after Poppy said Snellzilla was in a coma.
He need oxygen.
It's an interesting,
He's a monster.
It's an interesting description, no doubt about it. But look, he has been great. 2-time Cy Young Award winner going against a lineup that is vicious up and down. It's a great matchup tonight. We'll see who gets the best of it. So it's time to predict Game 5. Who is winning? Give us a score, Derek Jeter.
I have the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-2. The offense is going to look a lot better, and Blake Snell's going to pitch a gem.
I like that. I like Snell pitches a gem. I also like the Dodgers 7-4, and I think the Dodgers will get back on track offensively and play some home run derby tonight.
These Blue Jays showed me so much last night. I had the Blue Jays tonight 5-3 against Snellzilla.
You're just saying that because you want to be allowed back in Canada when you go.
They let me in last time, Kevin.
They did. With the Yankees chant. With the Yankees chant. Oh, there is Vladdy. A historic postseason for him. Does he have any more tricks left in his bag? I bet he does. Blue Jays looking to go back to Toronto up 3-2, but Blake Snell saying, The Dodgers are 2 wins away from a repeat World Series champion performance. And so all on the line, it's Game 5 from LA tonight on Fox.
The ball with Teo out there in right field, Mookie's throw, on the potential double play ball, the wild pitches, that part of the game, how disconcerting was that to you today?
Yeah, you look at giving up bases, what it changes kind of the lineup as far as who comes up, and it affects the game going forward. And things certainly get magnified in games like this, and especially when you're not swinging the bats. And so I thought tonight Blake pitched a heck of a ball game. But yeah, giving up bases and not converting outs when you have an opportunity to convert outs, that came back to bite us tonight.
And I know the bullpen obviously put in a really good performance in Game 3, but right in these other games where you've kind of had these mid-game, taking the starter out, guys on base. Is it fair to say that these bullpen problems that you guys have had for a large part of the season are maybe catching up to you in this series?
Yeah, it's hard because. You can only push a starter so much. I thought Blake emptied the tank, and you have an opportunity with the base open in the sense of, in this situation, second base with Vlad up, and I felt Henriquez was the guy to get him out. And you also have a chance to get Bichette out. I pushed Blake as much as I pushed him all year, and you look at the 3 games that we lost. It spiraled on us with guys on base. But guys have got to be better. They certainly had a good game in Game 4, whatever it was. But yeah, that's just kind of, guys have got to do their jobs. Everyone's got to do their job. And so right now, we're at elimination, and we've got to kind of wipe the slate clean and find a way to win Game 6 and pick up the pieces and see where we're at.
Far back on your right, Bill.
Doc, how concerned are you about the offense? The last 2 games, you guys are 10 for 61, which is 164, and you also 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. How concerned are you about that?
Doesn't feel great. You clearly see those guys finding ways to get hits, move the baseball forward, and we're not doing a good job of it. I thought Yusevich was good tonight, mixing his fastball, slider, and the split. But yeah, you still have to use the whole field and take what they give you. And if they're not going to allow for slug, then you've got to be able to kind of redirect and down club down to take competitive at bats. And you see whether it's Barger or Bichette, those guys are doing it. But again, we have that ability. We've got to make some adjustments. We've seen Gossman a ton. A lot of our guys have seen him. So we just got to continue to, I just think we just got to come in fresh. And we've been, again, like I said, we've been in elimination games, a core group of these guys. And, we got to find a way to win a game. That's it.
Right up front, Doc.
Dave, can you talk to players individually, especially about hitting, things they might make an adjustment to?
You know, the hitting guys talk to him. You know, I talk to him at times as far as kind of not getting into the mechanics, just more of trying to free him up to go out there and just compete. And whatever it takes to free these guys up and not try to put too much pressure on themselves, because everyone wants to perform. They're all prepared. But yeah, there's times I try to intervene and try to take a little bit of the anxiety out.
Several in the third row on your left. Katie? Oh, sorry. Who has the mic? Oh, sorry.
Dave, for the first time this postseason, your team finds itself with its back against the wall. What are some traits that you've seen from this clubhouse throughout the season that makes you feel confident they'll respond appropriately?
I think that there's a fight in there. There's a compete that I think there's more in there. I know there's more in there. You know, we've won 2 games in a row, but again, it just comes down to one game. So I think that we've been in a lot of elimination games, and we found a way to come to the other side, get on to the other side. So I expect Yamamoto to throw well, but you know, we still got to take good at bats and play, catch the baseball, convert outs, and we play a good, clean game. I feel good about our chances.
Ron, did you have one?
What did you see early going on with Blake's fastball? After Vladdy's homer, he avoided it till the final pitch of the second.
Well, I thought clearly early they were aggressive to the fastball. Schneider, Vladdy, and then, you know, he got the Bichette strikeout on some breaking balls, and I think then he just kind of settled into the game, and I honestly thought he threw the ball well. You know, he gave us everything he had, so I think that early on they were just on the fastball, and you got to sort of adjust it if that's the case.
Go to AJ in that row.
Dave, obviously you changed the lineup up a little bit today and similar results. Where does that leave you going into Game 6 and 7 with what the lineup might look like in Toronto?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really had time to, you know, think through it, but it's kind of whatever I feel is best to, you know, take down Gossman. So, you know, I'm not sure if it's Mookie in the 2, Mookie in the 3, Freddie in the 3. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, regardless of, you know, who we run out there or what construct, we still got to take good at bats, all of us, you know. And so that's what I'm betting on. But I haven't really thought yet about the lineup construction.
Well, the Blue Jays got 5 runs off of Blake Snell for the second time in this World Series, including those back-to-back home runs to start Game 5. Let's head right back inside and hear from Blake Snell with the media.
Oh, Blake, just with how this game started, what do you think allowed them to get to you so early before you were able to settle in?
I mean, it didn't really get to me. It was first pitch of the game, 97 fastball up and in. He hits at 98, it goes out. Pretty unlucky. And then Vlad, that's just a bad pitch, down in fastball. But then after that, yeah, pretty smooth sailing. Figured out their lineup, what they like to do. Then Varsho gets a triple on a 78 exit velo. It's just unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to make excuses or anything close to that, but yeah, just pretty unlucky. There's only so much you can do to where, you know, that's unlucky. And then the 7th inning there, yeah, good pitch. I mean, just, yeah, hits the ball in play. Barger hits the ball in play, and then walked the 9-hole guy that has struck out twice already. Just got to be better there. And then, yeah.
When you look at just kind of how you were looking to kind of close this one out, the pitch count getting up, was there a part of you that was kind of just like, how do I kind of dig deep to navigate this back end of your outing?
No, I mean, I was throwing 97, 98 at the end. I felt good. I feel strong. Yeah, I mean, I've been training to be ready for this and be strong, and I felt good. Yeah, like I trust me. So, yeah, just frustrating.
Seems like blown away from the fastball a little bit after the Vlad homer. Is that sort of just reacting to what they were clearly trying to do early in counts against you?
I mean, Vlad's, you know, he's a really good hitter, so you gotta, you know, do stuff there. But the rest of the lineup, yeah, they're like ambushing. I mean, I'll probably, if we get to Game 7, then I'll see him again. So I can't I can't say much, but no, I mean, yeah, I said, yeah, Vlad, good hitter. Schneider, I mean, he hit it 1 mile an hour harder than I threw it. Good location. Varso triple, curveball, capped. Like, luck plays in baseball too. Yeah, so, yeah.
Do you feel like you went away from the fastball for 22 pitches after that home run to Vladdy? Did you feel like you were leaving a tell?
A tell?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't think there's tells. I just think they're ambushing a fastball, especially after I go, I'm going to throw fastballs, you know.
It's got to get closer.
Yeah, I don't think there's tells. I just read swings, and yeah, they're ambushing, and as they should, as I thought they would, and yeah.
Do you feel like you made some good adjustments from the last time in Toronto?
Yeah, but numbers will say different. They got 5 runs. That's what matters, but back up a little bit. Yeah, just tough.
You mentioned, wanting to be available for Game 7. Do you feel like you can put yourself in a good position to be?
Yeah, I'll be ready. Yeah, for sure.